Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 4v4 ladder match here on the map ADRASTEA. I think it's how you say that. It is not a Neuroxis map gen map. It has been a while since we casted that map, not Settings or Dual Gap. That's named, so hopefully you enjoy. And let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1, also known as the blue team on the western side of the map. And then we'll end with Team 2, also known as the red team on the eastern side of the map. Taking a look at Team 1. Let's go their isolated player in the south. We have in royal blue, it is Hannibal playing as a Seraphim for this match as a 1483 rated. To his north, we have in tropical ocean blue, it is JJ Sheridan playing as a Cybran. He is a 1353 rated. Next door to him, another Cybran for Team 1 is PFJ. No idea what that stands for. He is in Stitch Blue as a 1311 rated. And last but not least for Team 1 in Amethyst Purple, it is Gib playing as a UEF. He is an even 1500 rated. He's the highest rated player on Team 1 and again playing as a UEF. So for Team 1 side of the map for faction makeup, they have 1 UEF, they have 2 Cybran, 0 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. Taking a look at Team 2's isolated player in the north, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Gorthauer. Gore for short, he is a Seraphim playing as a 1635 rated. To his south, towards the middle, we have in Omnia Paratus. I think that's Latin. I think. Not assuming, but I make an assumption. He is an Aeon, the one and only of the game. He's in Light Octane as a 1219 rated. To his south, next door neighbor to him, it is Ocelot playing as a UEF in Ruby Red as an 1157 rated. And last but not least for Team 2 on the southern side of the map, we have Psalm 19-1 playing as a Cybran. He is an orange color orange as a 1678 rated. He's the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, they have 1 Cybran, they have 1 Aeon, and they have 1 Seraphim. All of the factions represented on Team 2 side of the map, which also means that all of the factions are represented in the game overall. And for these 8 players on the map, before they scoop it all up, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 23,000 mass in reclaim, which let's round it to 24,000 to make the math easy. In my head, it is 3,000 mass per player. And I will note that the players near the tip of the bay, the more roundish, whitish part of the bay, have a nice reclaimable rec of 1,400 right at their front doors. That's going to be a nice little jump start in reclaim for them and get their ecos nice and started. We do see possible Convicom action in the north, and there it is between Gorthor of Team 2 and Gib of Team 1. I will note that you would think with a map like this, you'd have Team 1 on this side and then Team 2 on this side, or vice versa. But no, it's Team 1 on the west and Team 2 on the east, and I kind of feel like it's going to end up with Team 1 in the north and Team 2 in the east, just because it's not necessarily that great in terms of disadvantage for these players that are isolated in the game. We already see in the north it's a 2v1 scenario. Gorthor is already being shot up by PFJ and Gibbs, so not looking good for him up there in the north. And in the south, it's actually a 2v1 so far between Team 1's Hannibal and JJ versus Team 2's Psalm. We'll see if that stays there or not. Nano immediately started for Ocelot in his base. That's definitely an interesting play, not moving with his comm any which direction. So we'll see what he ends up doing with that Nano upgrade. But you would, again, make the assumption that Team 1's going to claim the north just because it has a higher concentrations of comms and bases and whatnot. Team 2, kind of similar thing on that southern side. We'll see how the map ends up shaking out, but I feel like that's going to be the way that the map will progress. In terms of mexes, realistically, there's really not a lot besides the main bases. There are a couple of one-offs dotted, of course, all around the map, and there are a couple of standouts. There's a almost Trime Expedition up here on this very high upper plateau. That is very high up there. I didn't realize looking at that. That is very, very incredibly high. I would assume missiles can reach up there. At least, those cruiser missiles. Maybe. We'll see. And that's really about it in terms of clumpage. Of course, the reclaim's a little bit better for these players in this game and this map, but we'll see what they end up doing with it. In terms of upgrades, we see Team 2's northern player of Gore going for his gun. Going to be countered by Team 1's comm of Gib going for his gun, assisted by PFJ. Maybe he's going to be swapped, and he's going to go for his gun after his teammate's done with his. And in the south, we have JJ starting his gun and Hannibal assisting that. Team 2 now starting their gun for Psalm is standing next to a Team 1 PD. I wish he was just a little bit further back, maybe right about there, but hey, close enough. Except when that gun upgrade comes barreling down on top of him. We have Nano upgrade of Ocelot inbound to assist, so it is going to be 2v2 in the south. In terms of the middle of the map, we do see that in Omina is pretty much unopposed. We do see some forces outbound from JJ, but his comm isn't there because he's down over here. So maybe a little bit of advantage. Maybe it'll draw some attention away. Maybe it'll be enough for Team 2 to push, and we will see how it ends up going in the south and in the middle. Nano started for Gib, immediately trying to get those hit points back sooner rather than later. Gun is done for Gore, getting more Team 1 PD emplacement to protect that side of the map. Again, he's facing a 2-to-1 advantage with his back against the wall, essentially. Hasn't grabbed that mix yet, and that is a really just annoying place to even get to and put stuff there anyways. We do see in the north, there's PFJ offering some assistance with his comm to try to throw back Team 2's units. We do see Gore just slowly poking in. Nano upgrade will finish. Gib will drop into almost the reds. Really needs that nano repair upgrade built immediately. And in the south, Team 2's commanders are being pushed back. We do see that now Ocelot has made its appearance. Gun. And I thought I heard an explosion, but no, I'm going to split things just in case it does. Right side is the south, and left side is the north. We see in the south, it's Ocelot taking the brunt of the damage, allowing Psalm to get out of there a little bit. Lots of hills, lots of annoying nonsense to deal with, so lots of places to hide their comms for a brief moment. JJ's taking some shots from Ocelot. We do see Gun from Gore going after Gibbs comm, who does have that nano done. We see PFJ going for his gun. So again, it's kind of a switcheroo, Gibbs being the buffer while PFJ's going for the upgrade. And on the eastern side of the screen, but the southern side of the map, we have JJ Sheridan taking the brunt of the damage from Team 2. Hannibal is down in the yellow. Ocelot's down in the yellow. Psalm is back up to full HP, so there's that. And I will make a honorable mention. Team 2's in Omina, really not really worried about a whole lot. Not a lot of stuff to deal with. He does have his comm. Probably would like to see an upgrade on board, but at least at bare minimum, he is making some progress. So hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. You do see JJ is falling almost into the reds, but he does have some veterancy, so it'll help keep him alive just a smidgen longer. Team 1 mechs online and immediately taken offline, so no mechs for you. Team 2 Psalm. We do see JJ still taking the brunt of the damage. Hannibal does get into the water, but he's going to be knocked out of commission. Gib dropping into the yellow. Low, the yellow is almost the red. I think Gore's going to go for the kill here, dropping below 3,500. He falls back a little bit. PFJ trying to offer some hit point recovery for Gib as PFJ is trying to take some of that damage. Gib dropping below 2K. It looks like Gib will be able to get away. Still lots of forces from Gore, and even though it's a 2v1, Gore is putting up a very, very great defense and offense at this point. T2PD online for Psalm online going against Psalm in the south for Team 1's. And below him, we do see that Ocelot is still pushing in. The other two commanders from Team 1 have fallen back into the pond. Looks like Stealth started for JJ. Going to get 2,000 hit points from that, because both those comms are pretty well hurt. And it's upgrading decently quickly, so I would presume it is that stealth upgrade. On board, it doesn't tell me, at least on the right-hand side. The left-hand side would tell me. Gun is started for Inomina. He's going for speed first, and that is stealth, and I'll go ahead and stealth for now. Psalm has been started. Pretty much the action in terms of the comms have kind of died down on that southern side. Middle of the map, Gun still progressing here for Inomina, and PFJ now pushing a little bit in with that gun now newly minted on board that comm. In terms of Naval, we have two T2 Naval headquarters here for Team 2. Team 1, T2 has started. Team 2 not started yet. T2 Air is online, so that's a nice thing to see. Be able to get those Corsairs online. Gore dropping into the red. He needs to be careful. He probably really wants Gibbs comm. He'll probably take a trade at the end of the day, and that's probably what he's going to be going for. Bombers inbound from Gibbs, just thinning out the Team 1 PD emplacements. Tons and tons and tons of Zooey shots are constantly inbound from Gore just to keep Team 1 back. And on the, again, middle, nothing really crazy. We have range probably started here for the con. Yep. Range coming online here for him. in the south. Looks like the upgrade going for Nano now to assist and get the comm back up to at least maybe green territory. We have stealth started and almost done for Psalm. And looks like it's going to be assisted by Oslo at least a smidgen. But Team 2 is doing a very good job of pushing into now Hannibal's main base. We do see some production facilities in front of that, but those forces are still inbound. And I don't think that base will last much longer in the... Why do I have two screens? We'll switch back to what it should be. There we go. And there we go. I'm distracted. There's two screens. It's double the chance to miss things. I'm trying to just keep things intact, but I think at this point the action has kind of died down enough to the point where I can kind of just leave it to one big screen. Nano repair still going on the way. It looks like he's going to move this way and then back north, so he might as well just go north at that point. Maybe he really wants to go after Psalm's comm. Maybe he's going for the nano repair upgrade. Maybe. We'll have to see. Maybe the upgrade will be finished. Maybe it won't. In the north, we still see Gore still trying to put on a brave face as both Gib and PFJ continue to push in. And it is going to happen. Team 1 is going to grab the north, and Team 2 is 99.9% going to grab the south side. We do some nano repair now up to 60%. Psalm does have some forces acting as a buffer. T2 Navy is online. T2 Navy also online for Team 1 on the southern pond. Or southern pond. We do see the comm of Inomina is inbound with a lot of Aurora, so I don't think that base is going to last much longer. We do see in the north, PFJ not looking too hot, and he's looking fine. Gore's not looking too hot, and Gore has now made the conscious decision to fall back. It's probably a good choice. Again, we see the same thing happening for Team 1 on that western side. We do see Hannibal is going to make a play. Psalm is done with the nano upgrade, and Hannibal is like, nope, I'm just going back in the water. My base is maybe going to survive a minute or two more, but it's not long. All you got to do is get the naval forces over here, just shell that position, and that is the end of that southern side for Team 1. We do see the T2 naval headquarters here for Team 1's. JJ is not looking too good, as Inomina is just taking some damage from Semantis. Doesn't care. And it's just going to go. We do see transport inbound with PFJ's comm. Going to drop nearby Inomina's comm. He'll have not a lot of time before the comm goes in the water, speaking which is going in the water anyway, so never mind. Come back in with me, says Psalm. And in the north, there goes the base for Team 2 is Gore. So first base is down. Team 1 has a slight lead in the hit point department. In the eco department. Some might consider that hit points. We do see T2 Destroyer online. Hits a nice little Cooper. And Gore, oh, he's not making it out of there. That will be, he does have some vet. There is a sub chasing him. 200 hit points. He's like, just let me get to the island. A torp defense comes in and saves the comm. Another sub inbound. Will he make it? 200 hit points, 100 hit points. He makes it. He is still alive. That guy is still alive in the middle of the map, and he's going to be very, very exposed. He needs to go that way, and then that way, and then that way, or just that way, something, and get out of there. Bombers inbound. They want the comm. He is exposed. 400 hit points remain. We have another bomber inbound. I think he might die to these bombers. If he doesn't get some support, there is an interceptor that might help a little bit. It's going after the facility. I don't think Team 1 sees him. They don't. There's some interceptors inbound. They're going to see him now. And they're going to turn around and go. And they're going to go for the engineers, not for the comms. So they are going to let him escape. That was real close. Real close to death there for Team 2's Gore. But he got out of there just barely thanks to that nice little torp defense on board that Exodus class destroyer. Psalm taking some damage from the PD, is getting some assistance from the boats to the north. Actually, from two players, from himself and another player from Team 2. And that's the last PD to deal with, and that'll be somebody's base in the southwest. Maybe Gore's. Maybe it's just a base swap. Team 1 gets this. Most likely that'll be Hannibal, and then Team 2's Gore gets that. But we have Hannibal, speaking of which, just hanging out in Team 2's side of the map, not retreating. Just doing as much damage as he can. He knows that his tenure in this game isn't lasting much longer. Again, he could get this base gifted over to him, and then that's a whole other thing. But we will see transport with Team 1's Gib is being dropped off. Looks like on the land situation might be hot dropping on top of Inomina's comm. Gib, again, is a UEF on a Cybern transport going after an Aeon. And there's Gib dropping right in front of Team 2's forces. And JJ, again, is still taking the brunt of the damage from the comm, but once the hit points are looking kind of skittish for Inomino, he probably, it's not probably a good idea. He only has the regular range, not the advanced. We do see actually, that's a cruiser, not a destroyer on the shoreline hanging out. And Inomino needs to go into the water immediately. There's no walking this way. You got to walk this way. Gotta walk this way. And I don't think he's walking that way in time. 1,200 and falling. 500, 400, 300, 200. There he goes. Team 2 loses the first player of the game. And Hannibal is defeated just shortly right after, or right before that. Right before, whatever it was. Team 2 and Team 1 lose the player simultaneously, dropping into a 3v3 at 16 minutes. I will note this game is over an hour long, I believe. I actually checked this time, unlike yesterday's game where I didn't check when I made the announcement. So, yeah, just be aware that this game is a little bit longer than most, at least. Don't quote me on that, because now I'm thinking about it again. Now I'm second-guessing myself. I'm second-guessing myself every time I do a cast now that's over an hour. I have to like constantly check and check and check and check, but I think it is. You'll find out, and I'll find out too at the end of this game. But we'll see. I do think it's over an hour though. Given the map, it kind of does tend to lean in that maybe hour long, because there's just very much, Team 1 side of the map, Team 2 side of the map, and just kind of hang out for a while. There's not a lot of mexes on the map, so Eco will be scaled a little bit slowly than other games. But JJ Sheridan just not letting up, continuing to be on the front line. That's going to get him killed. He's at 1,700 hit points. There's still cruisers and a destroyer shooting at him. Now we have Gib taking the brunt. He's fine, though. He has nano. So does JJ, but again, he's not in the red like JJ is. Eastern side, 4 T2 land. Why? Why are there 4 of them? Why? Why do you exist like this? Just build one in your main base, maybe a secondary one up front, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need 4 right next to one another. Not helpful in terms of just the mass cost and the whatnot. It's just not worth it. But with the death of Hannibal, Team 1 doesn't have to worry about giving him a base. And with the death of Team 2's Inomina, we see that the base once belonging to him actually gets transferred over to Gore. So there is that. And so those players that were displaced now have a base, or the other one is dead. So again, it works itself out. Destroyers just shelling JJ's base. Not doing well for him over here. We do see mechs is going down. We do see not all the shots from those destroyers are landing, just because there's a little bit of a thing called a hill or plateau in the way. So this cruiser's not doing the damage the destroyers are, because they're a little bit over that way. But, line of sight is kind of a thing. JJ's inbound. He's back up into the yellow, and he's getting shot a lot by Team 2. We even see some cruisers inbound from Ocelot to help assist with the missile tech. And JJ's like, yeah, that's not really worth it. Not all the shots are landing on the comm. Some of them are still landing over here, but they are going after him nonetheless. And he's floating that very edge of red and yellow and no orange. Just it goes straight to red. Eastern side, naval conflict. I think Team 2 might be kicked out of Navy, just like Team 1 was a couple of minutes ago. It's just the nature of the beast. There's 2 players, maybe soon to be 3 from JJ in the water versus 1. That usually only goes one way unless somebody has a huge eco advantage, which does not exist. So, yeah. T2 Naval Headquarters is down for Gore, once belonging to Inomina. And we do see a strap armor online for Team 1. How much damage has it done? 8,000 mass. Done a very good job of wiping out a couple of mexes. And looks like he's targeted those 2. Looks like the little face, the little 2 eyes in the face and whatnot. Strap armor lands. Another payload. Drops off a couple of mexes there. Another bomb going to drop. Drops another payload on another T2 mex. Kill off 11,000 mass. 2-star vet doing very well for itself. There's a cruiser. Got to get out of range of that. Team 1 AA. Get out of range. Get out of range. It gets up here. It's out of range. Maybe it'll drop 1 or 2 more payloads. If it goes just a little bit over the cliff, it's not going to work. Another bomb drops. Goes after a nice grouping of mexes and PGens there. And maybe we'll make it home. 700 hit point. Oh, no. It's going to turn around and go for another kill. That is done so very well for Team 1. And the eco, again, is roughly the same for now. T2 Air Headquarters is being targeted. T2 P-Gen's being hit. Grabs a Mex and a P-Gen. Oof, that's a nice 2-1 combo for there. I'll take that to the bank any day of the week. Strat Bomber now up to 1,600 hit points, 4-star vet, 18,000 mass kill, done so well for itself. Paid off, some and more some and even more some. Kills off another pigeon and the remaining stuff there. Finally gets killed off, and of course the wreck gets teleported. Is that the wreck? No, that's not the wreck. The wreck should be worth more than that. Maybe? Oh, that's definitely a Revenant wreck. Why is it only 600 and not 1,000? Huh. Maybe some of it when it gets teleported over, it loses some of it. Anyway, that's some reclaim for Team 2, but that's a 20,000 mass kill with that one Strat Bomber. Haven't seen one of those in a very long time, so nice job, PFJ, with that bombing run. We do see on the eastern side of the pond, it's not going well for Team 2. They're being shelled again. It's similar. Oh, another bomber dropped? No, that's a mix. Oh, it's being now. Wait, hold on. What is going on with that? Looks like. Oh no, there it is, right there. I was gonna say, where is that bomber? I can hear it. Gonna drop another payload on top of a set of 2 T2 mexes. Single ring. That's another 18 mass a second loss for Team 2. Team 2 is not that far behind Team 1. I will note. ASF does wipe out the bomber as it drops another payload. That's a nice little I will kill one more thing off before I die. Yeah, look, it dropped. It must be a teleport thing, because this is only 650 and this is 1,100. It's not half, but it's almost half. It's 40-something% is lost, something like that. Unfortunate, but hey, it's some reclaim. Again, it's better than having it fall off the map and not even be used to begin with, but still. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, this is a 10x10, not a 20x20, so it's even a smaller map for 4 players given the environment, so I would not be surprised to see even another Strat Bomber run around. Even if it's just targeting this stuff down here, it'd be more than worth it. We do see ASFs flying around for Team 2 Psalm now. And another Strat Bomber? No, looks like ASFs for now. Torpedo started for JJ Sheridan. Team 1, JJ has been displaced, so that's another player that's lost his base. Some of the remnants remain, but he's knocked out for the most part. He's down to 1 mass a second. Soon to be followed by the Eastern player of Gore, who's going to be, displaced a second time. He got displaced up here, and then now he's going to get displaced over here, and it's just not looking good for anything other than these 2 players and these 2 players, since they're a little bit further back. We do see everything transferred over to Psalm, except for just a couple of maybe E-storages and a facility just to get something online. T2 started for Gore. He's still in the game. He's at nano and gun, so he has something on board, at least help out a little bit. Maybe he'll walk out and kill off some destroyers and maybe a cruiser or 2 if he can get in range. There is a shield built with no shield, which makes me think somebody does not have power. And no, that is the case. It just does just not look like it has power. Maybe he turned it off or something. Maybe he lost all of his power. I don't know. But at some point, he didn't have power, and he'll soon have power. Should be kicking on right about now. There it is. Shield is back online. Oh, they might be shot at by these. That's probably what it is, honestly. Now that I see the yellow dots moving across the map. Transport with JJ on board. He's going to... Okay, he built a torpedo upgrade that he's not going to use because he's on land. Because that makes sense. Don't know why he did that. But he did that. At least maybe he canceled it. Who knows? No, okay, never mind. No, he's not going that way. Forget what I just said. Anyways, in the western side, we have destroyers sprouting legs and doing cheaty things with their legs. And it looks like Mix is not. It's not gonna happen. It's like fetch. Just stop trying to make it happen. Nice little set of engineers from JJ. Gonna reclaim this T2 Mex wreck, and at a bare minimum, even if he doesn't get the Mex, he gets the reclaim, which is better than nothing. And I will note, at 25 minutes on the clock, Team 1 at about a 10-ish match lead. Again, as a reminder, Team 2 has lost this base and this base. Team 1 has lost this base and this base, but then Team 1 gained this base, and then Team 2 gained this base, so it just means that Team 1 and Team 2 have lost the middle bases for now. We do see a couple of Salem's actually making some progress towards this way. I don't think that's the best idea because A, they're slow, and B, there's, well, we know this, but Team 1 has all of their players here. At least all of them have gun. And some have nano, and some have a torpedo upgrade because he's not even in the water. It's not useful. Gibbs like, I want some veterancy. I'm almost at 5 stars. Give it to me. And he's going to get it with this destroyer wreck. He'll take the damage. He's at 5 stars now. JJ's walking in saying, yeah, I have a torpedo upgrade. Come get me. Overcharge takes out the shield for that bulwark. And he's definitely questioning his life choices with all of that shots inbound. And this is just shots being traded back and forth between the naval fleets over this little isthmus, canal, middle causeway thing. Eastern side, we see we have Gore doing the exact same thing that JJ is doing, trying to be as useful as possible, and even though his base is essentially tatters, doesn't really exist at this point. But he's killed off those destroyers from Team 1, so Team 1 can't land troops over here, and Team 2 can't land troops over there. And again, it's just Team 1's over on that side of the map, and Team 2's on this side of the map, and that's pretty much it. There's not much to it. We do see, again, Mex has been claimed. It's upgrading to T2, maybe. Looks like maybe the AA looks like it'll be reclaimed instead of captured, but hey, he'll take the reclaim nonetheless. There is a brewing sort of invasion from Team 2 to Team 1 war happening up here. I think, yeah, they can definitely get troops this way and this way, it looks like. So there's going to be a little bit of a land battle up there. I'll try to keep track of that. Probably will miss it. Apologies ahead of time, but that is progressing on a upper plateau while we have naval fleets just shooting at one another over land. Now I feel like it's Settons with the middle causeway, and you have, Navy over here, and they're just shooting at one another. big island, big, ponds, and all they're doing is just shooting across the little isthmus in the middle. Don't know why the highlight is going down from JJ. Transport dropped off JJ specifically with Gore nearby. It's gun T2 and nano, and it's gun and nano. It's 4-star vet versus 5-star vet. Hit point advantage goes to Team 2. Nano advantage will go to Team 1 just barely because it's, again, 104 to 108. No veterancy will be gained with the shooting into the comms. Hit points just because you need to kill the unit to get veterancy. Sheridan is everywhere, says Omnia in Omnia Paratos. Again, I have no idea what that means. I probably am saying something bad, but who knows? It's in a different language, so I have no idea. Still shots raining in from Team 2 on that western front. And JJ, he's doing fine. He's dropping into the yellow. He's dodging and weaving, bob and weaving and whatnot. We do see that the destroyers helping out Gore, kind of keeping those hit points low for JJ. There are some cruisers nearby trying to deal with those, but we'll see what happens with that. JJ is going to get close to, well, at least one of them. Wipes out one of the destroyers. Nice grab there. Up to 14,000 mass scope with the comm. And Gore actually blocking shots for the last remaining Salem that's going to dip his toes into the water once again. We'll see what happens with that fight as it continues to get worse and worse. We're technically both players, but, they do have a little bit of nano. Well, a little bit. They have a lot of bit of nano. Team 1, T3, Omni Online, still producing ASFs. I hear another strap bomber. Where is it? Or are those torp bombers? I could be confusing those with torp bombers, but I could be entirely... I don't... No. I thought I heard the whistle. Maybe not. We do see JJ's falling almost into the red. He's in the red now. He's losing lots of hit points. Needs to bob and weave. And the destroyer, that's going to get killed off. No more extra hit points for JJ just because he's at his 5-star vet cap. Shield started for Gore just to protect maybe the destroyers. Going to get the reclaim immediately. Make sure that JJ doesn't get it. Not a lot of naval support for JJ, so it might just be park the destroyers in the water. T2PD now online. And I don't think JJ is getting back in the water. There he goes. He kills off one more destroyer with his death. And that is a win for Team 2. It's now a 3v2 in their favor at 30 minutes on the clock. Transport does drop off a set of strikers. Going after some PD, Team 1 PD being built. Nuke is inbound. It's from a nice little ace hanging out over here. And that's... that's not good for Team 2's air at all. There is a secondary airplane in the form of Ocelot, but that main air grid... let's watch it just go nice and kaboom! The fleeing of the engineers. Some of them get out of there, but a lot of them die. There is a galaxy for some reason. Don't know why that's there, but it's there. We'll see what they end up doing with it. Almost one. Why is it that just one PGen somehow survives every time? I feel like every time a nuke targets an air grid, there's just like one, maybe two PGens that somehow survive. No idea why. Just the way it is. A nice little constant. like taxes and death and whatnot. But that air grid is toast, and Team 2's definitely going to be hurting from that. Eco now favoring Team 1 by a decent margin now. It's about 80-ish in favor for Team 1. And that's 2 players, so that's 40 mass apiece in favor. But I will note that Psalm is producing the highest mass in the game, highest amount of mass in the game at 450. Oh, nope, scratch that. Oh, nope, oh, power outages. No, yep, yep, that's why. No, looking good for Team 2's power. Gore taking lots of shots, similar to what happened with JJ, except the shoe's on the other foot. The player that was displaced a second time, really trying his best to stay in this game and do as much work as he can. That ace killed off 69, nice, 1,000 mass just with that tiny little naval nuke. You will get a second one online. Is there an SMD here? No, which is a big not good thing here for Team 2. Do they have an SMD building? Oh, no. That you gotta fix that, because that nuke is loading and it's half done, and that's gonna be the next target, and that is not gonna be good for Ocelot on the eastern front. SMD is built over there. Definitely a smart move, and the range on that should be pretty much the entire map. Oh yeah, he could actually get to the entire map. He just needs to sit right there and just launch a shot and call it a day. So he could reach that main base over there for Psalm. So that is still a thing. I will note T3 land headquarters, T3 naval headquarters, perfectly fine, no issues. Back up to full HP. Did take a hit though, but it was on the edge of the blast zone. So not too bad. Advanced Nano started for Gore in the east. Is he at 5-star vet now? He's still at 4-star vet. With all the stuff that he's blown up, I feel like he should be at 5, but maybe not. I've overestimated how much he's killed off. We do see some shots raining all the way up here to grab engineers, and it looks like some Medusa that is really on the edge of the map. Look at that. It's like, I can see my house from here. Dude, you can see the entire continent from there. Jeez. ASF's inbound. That's a clean wipe from Team 1. With a no air grid to speak of for Team 2. That is just going to be a win. Even if Team 1 loses the majority of their ASFs, they'll build more in the time that Team 2 will get a T3 air headquarters online. So, again, it's more about denying stuff for Team 2 rather than keeping what Team 1 has, because it's really easy to build back better and whatnot. We do see maybe some AAs now being built, but again, a little bit too late on that front, and there's still a lot of ASFs. So 34 minutes on the clock. Team 1 has lost 2 players, being JJ and Hannibal. Team 2 has lost Omnia, and maybe they're going to lose Ocelot or maybe Gore shortly for Team 2, but as of right now, it is a 2v3 in favor for Team 2 at 34 minutes. Matt, oh, okay, never mind. Looks like Ocelot has control Cade, and we did catch that. He just walked into the water and control Cade, so it is a 2v2. Never mind. And really, I think at this point it's more of a 2v1 because Psalm pretty much has everything, and Gore is there. He's still alive. He's going for an advanced nano, but he's not really an active participant just because he doesn't really have much to speak of. But let me know down in the comments if you think he's going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. And again, if you have, do all those YouTube things that YouTube likes to see, and share, because sharing is the thing, and sharing is caring. Still no SMD for Team 2's Ocelot's base that's now belonging to Psalm. That will probably bite him in the butt. He still has the T3 air headquarters online, but again, I don't think it's going to be online for long. Where did that ace go anyway? It was over here, and then it moved. I don't see it. I should be seeing its missiles from somewhere. He could have turned that off. I don't actually see it. Did it get killed off somewhere? No, I don't think that's it. That seems too big to be. Is that it? No, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know where it is. That's weird. It could be just staring at me right in the face and I completely miss it. That has obviously been known to happen. No Neptunes. Definitely unfortunate from the UEF players in this game. Only summits. I get the range thing, but why not build a Neptune? Because why not? And still no SMD, 35 minutes. So maybe no issues with the ace. Maybe Team 2 dealt with it and Team 1 already reclaimed it. But I feel like I maybe would have caught that, but I probably didn't, because knowing me, probably didn't. But again, it was... Oh, nope, there it is. Found it. And it's loaded. It's moving into position. Guess where it's going? And guess what's blowing up? Yeah, it's not going to feel good in a minute. Western side looks like the Galaxy's moving into range. Again, the Galaxy's... They are able to shoot at some things, but there's the nuke, and it's going to land. It's going to blow stuff up. Again, we know that's going to happen. Yeah, that's the range. It looks like it is going to move closer. It could be able to grab this stuff right here, and then maybe might eke out. No, that's going to be the end of its range, essentially. But this is what Team 2 can see, and we'll switch to Team 1's view in a second. And as always, boom! D3 Air Headquarters is gone. We have 4 mexes here and another one here. Gone. Team 2's eco has taken another hit. Air has taken a hit. It is not going well for Team 2 at 36 minutes on the clock. Novax is for cheaters. Novax is for Novax is coming online for Inomina. So it looks like Team 2 has spotted that. Yep, there it is. And looks like Inomina has noticed it, given the obviously message in chat, and has marked it for his fellow teammates that are still alive. Summit shooting at defenses. We have Gore still in the water going for his nano. This is what Team 1 can see on Team 2 side of the map. They have marked SMDs. Lovely to see that. And that SMD from Psalm should be able to cover. It does cover both of the headquarters. I feel like Team 1 could just edge nuke it right here, but it at least covers the facility itself, which is something. But 2 SMDs. There's 1 nuke sub running around. It's up to 114. So 2 nukes average 55,000+. Very good average, especially for a naval nuke, which is a little bit smaller and doesn't do as much damage. And Team D going to be able to deal with those missiles from said ace. And I feel like the game is kind of dying down a little bit in terms of the action, just because, again, it's more longer range tactics. That satellite's coming online. Longer range tactics in the... There's a galaxy sitting here shooting at stuff, and there's summits over here shooting at stuff this way. There's really no dynamic action. It's a lot of static stuff, but yeah, they are able to reach all the way up here, so that is something. Going after those spam facilities up there. Satellite overhead moving in to, I would assume, this target. Oh, the power. Ooh. Get the power back online. Get the power back online. It's not going to be good in a couple seconds. There goes the power. It's back online right in time for that satellite to target some mexes, and it's going to target these ones. That's a decent chunk of mass. It's going to be gone for Team 2. Psalm needs every little bit of it that he can get, because he is still behind, but he does have a monkey online. Wondering what he's going to do with that. I don't think he can do much. If he does make it over here, there's a group of gunships here. Kind of surprised they're not whalers, but hey, they're there. Group of destroyers there as well. And the rest of Team 1's fleet is over here on that eastern side, just hanging out, shooting at pot shots, having some fun. Again, kind of surprised to not see action being traded this way, or at least move this fleet over here and target that fleet sitting there from Team 2, but who knows? They may be focused on other things and don't notice that there are some mexes in the water. I forgot to note that. So there is some eco that Team 1 and Team 2 is going to have a little bit of a harder time to touch. They just need torps, either from the skies or from the water. Satellite over the top of the air grid. Ooh, gotta watch that power. D3 mech being pointed out. It's not covered by a shielding, and it is upgrading to ED5, which will cover it to probably about there, or maybe even right about there even. P-Gen's going to get hit. Shield is being upgraded pretty quickly with all the assistance of the engineers. SMD is loaded twice. Oh, yeah, just barely. Look at that. Covers that T3 mech. Not the mass storage, but at least something's covered. 2 monkeys have grouped up over here on the western front. Very, very sharp angles those monkeys are walking. And there are shots being... Let's just continue this trend of putting stuff... Actually, they can't even see each other line of sight. They're just taking... It's like Battleship over here. We have shots firing this way and firing this way, and you don't really know realistically what you're shooting at. Because look at this. Some of them just hitting the land, but this is what Team 2 can see. They do see the radar signatures eventually, just because they've been, scouts and spy planes and whatnot flying over top. But essentially, you might not know what you're shooting at, depending on if you scouted or not. Don't know what that square ping was about, but that's what it looked like. I do see a destroyer getting probably a little bit too close for comfort, and he goes, yeah, I lost his buddy. And they do split in half. Interesting, kind of like the Titanic, it's split in half. And looks like some gunships move because they were getting shot at by some destroyers, some galaxies. That one gets sunk as the missiles get redirected onto Team 1 side of the map. 2 monkeys still sitting in the water. 3rd monkey's online. Maybe they'll be sent in. Maybe they'll go. Hey, maybe they'll go this way and wipe all that stuff out over there. Who knows? SMD is built, not loaded yet, but soon to be. Satellite still focusing on the air grid. They really want this base dead. I don't blame them. I mean, there's air grid there and whatnot. And these mexes, this one is dead, this one is dead, this one is not dead for whatever strange reason. And artillery landing from Team 1. So satellite for Team 1's Western player of BFJ. And our laser online for Team 1's Gib. And there's another artillery starter for Team 1. Looks like it's the Disruptor variant. Sorry, Disruptor. The Duke variant. That's the Disruptor variant. Another nuke from Team 1. Oh, it gets wiped out at the last second. Ooh, is it going for the thing? It's going. Oh, and it's down. The SMD is down. Oh, that's going to be not good for Team 2's air grid for a second time. Kaboom! Wipes out that Pigeon that didn't get killed off the last time. Doesn't go after the T3 Naval headquarters, which, again, don't really need to because they're stuck over here. The only unit that can traverse the water is, and the land, is the Salem. Everything else is just stuck. So it's not really that useful. We do see, again, naval unit. Not land unit, naval unit, as evidenced by the Salems really trying to get themselves onto the land. Strap bombers in. Oh, that's a lot of strap bombers for Team 1. It's going to get shot at a lot by all those cruisers in the bay, though. That's not going to be fun. And there's also just SAM sites hanging out, some T3AA hanging out. And wipes out most of them. ASF's in just a little bit too late. There is a tiny smidgen of AA on board those destroyers. A smidgen. Not a lot, a smidgen. It's better than nothing. Looks like all of the bombers got killed off in one way or the other, so lots of reclaim if they can get to it, specifically looking at you, Monkey Wreck. ASF's just charging in. Looks like they're trying to go for the gunships. Some of them target the ASF. Monkey Lord is going to get... Oh, okay. Well, it's not going to go anywhere because Team 1 has their own Monkey Lord, so never mind. Does take out the shield there. At least takes out the capacity. We do see a Liberator online coming online for Team 1, and that is the Soothsayer online. They do have a huge portion of the map visible, but the main thing is getting this visible, so they just have constant vision for all of the stuff on the northern side of the main causeway on the map, which isn't really being utilized. You would think, granted, I know because there's naval forces that land isn't being used, and that's, again, kind of the sentence effect, at least I call it the sentence effect, in the sense that, you know, one team has one side of the Navy, the other team has the other side of the pond of the Navy, and if you send land forces across the only land mass that can easily be accessible by the Navy, it's not really going to be fun, as you just have stuff shooting at the land forces, and it's not going to go anywhere. Unless you just have a lot of shields or a lot of whatever the heck it is that can deter all of the shots from the Navy. Unless you distract the Navy, then that's a whole other thing. And most of those destroyers from Team 1 and Team 2 have been dealt well. Nope, never mind. There is more of them. Oh, that's a lot of stuff inbound. And the Calm of Gore has landed near the Salem troops. Gunship is not gonna do a whole lot considering there's AA everywhere in the everything. And maybe they noticed he's there. He's building a flat cannon because why not? But look at this. We have the invasion of the Salems from Team 2 invading Team 1's northern pond. Look at them. Look at all the shots. Look at them all. There's even a crab mixed in there. You can see it off in the distance there, right behind those Salems. That's a lot of shots. And did they update? I feel like they updated the Destroyer Death clone. I feel like, or at least the one for the Salems, because it looks different. I feel like it was one piece. Now it's two pieces. Maybe it's always been one piece or two pieces, and I just never noticed. T2 Naval Headquarters almost knocked out. There's still a little bit of a traffic jam happening. It's just like, Bob, can you please move 5 feet forward so that I can drop, so I can scrunch my legs back up? And that crab might... No, looks like it's going to go... it's going to go this way, so some of it will be in the water. Very annoying the unit to deal with in the water, just because there's so many hit points on board. And how is eastern side? SMDs being targeted? I mean, they can go for that. I don't think Team 2 has a nuke that I've noticed yet, so we'll see if they end up utilizing it. Team 1 does have an SMD over here. It's not loaded yet, and Pigeon's going to go down and scratch that. There's another SMD, and it is loaded, so never mind. But I caster cursed that SMD, not the other one, though. Monkey Lord is going to die to crab torpedoes. That's fun for the Monkey Lord. And T2 Naval Headquarters down, but most of the destroyers are dead. This is just reclaim for Team 1 at this point, just in that pond. Speaking of reclaim, 47 minutes on the map. Let's take a look at the reclaim situation. 167,000 total reclaim accrued by both teams. 200,000 plus. So more mass than what's on the map for now. And we do see Gore just hanging out over here, building AA, not worrying about much of anything else, saying go away, gunships, we don't care. We have the crab in the land situation. Ooh, it's going to get a pigeon. Will it grab? It will grab that one. It's going to get reclaimed. It's not going for the disruptor. Oh, that's a dead crab. It could have targeted this. Kills off a couple of gunships in the process. Would have been probably smart to target this, though, and wipe that out. But hey, it does wipe out at least some of the fire rate for that disruptor. A little bit of PD defense, or sorry, tele defense. Team 2 does still have Psalm, so they do have a Cybrin that can telemaser TML, spotted by JJ. Yep, there it is, launching some missiles at some stuff from on Team 1 side of the map. Looks like no TMD in the mix. Mike Lua going to try to do what the crab could not. Takes out a PGen, and I don't think it's going to get very well. There's a lot of PD there. There's SSU there. There's another Monkey Lord there. I think that's the same one from earlier, I believe. And maybe not. PGen almost dies. Would have probably killed off some hives. That would have been good. But what is he doing? Oh, PGen might get hit by the missile. It does. It kills off the PGen. Hey, there's that. Gore goes, okay, that's probably not a good idea. I'm just going to walk home. And Monkey Lord's like, ooh, I have a target in mind. And land invasion for Eco has been happening for Team 2. Missiles are inbound from Gore's missile launcher still. Hey, it's done some work. 12,000 mass killed is definitely something. Counter missiles online for Team 1. Oh, no, that's the summit shots. Kills off the TML. Like, we're done with that. And gunships have targeted Gore's comm. He's going to go out like a boss, facing a Monkey Lord. There he goes. Might overcharge it for a little bit of damage. Kills off about a third of those hit points, roughly. There he goes. We'll probably wipe out the rest of the gunships in that explosion. So nice little explosion there. Nice suicide play from Psalm. Not Psalm, sorry, Gore. I read Psalm on the scoreboard. Leaving Psalm alone to face off the remaining players from Team 1. Artillery targeting this base. Pretty much decimated that. There's a new SMD there. Again, that's the thing. No, it's still no SMD over here. Bugs me there's no SMD there. How's that nuke bloating building? It's not. Okay, never mind. We have a Monkey Lord hanging out over here. We have some Cormorant class port bombers inbound, some Stingers nearby. Looks like it's going to target the artillery piece that's heavily damaged, I will note. Don't know what happened to that, but ooh, Ravagers are going to open up. That's a dead Monkey Lord. SACU hanging out. Take a lot of the damage, but it's fine. It's all fine here. How are you kind of thing. Mikey Wood says, hey, I'm going to... Nope. Okay, never mind. I was going to come say hi, but the Mikey Wood says, nope, I'm just going to regret making anything towards friendship on Team 2 side of the map. T3... Nope, no T3 air raid quarters. So it looks like no T3 air for Team 2 for probably a minute or two, or a smidgen amount of time. 50 minutes on the clock. We're closing in on that hour mark, so it's getting there. Swat bombers are inbound. Looks like they're targeting SACUs or that or something. It looks like they're targeting SACUs in the water. Maybe a little bit of chain reaction explosion going down. Some AA being built. It's not a lot of damage. It's something, but it's not a lot of damage. Michael are taking some damage. That, again, would be a good target, but there's really not a whole lot over here, to be honest with you. There's mexes, a couple of them. That's really about it. Michael will be spotted. It's already been spotted, so there goes that attempt. SACU does go down, so that's 11 mass a second wiped off the map for Team 1's Gib. Yep, 11 mass a second, one check. T3 mech still not hit. T3 mech still not hit. T3 mech still not hit. And T3 mech's not dead. So there's that. The SMD's dead, so there is also that. Experience yard. Oh, sorry, XP, or sorry, experiment yard. There we go. And you can't talk today. I can't talk any day at cast games. I could be talking perfectly fine before and like 5 minutes after I'm done casting. But while I'm casting, it's like the word salad, it's something. I just can't speak well for some reason. I think it's because I'm talking so fast or trying to talk so fast and try to slow down, but it's just there's so much going on and all this stuff and the whatnot, and it's hard to keep track of, and I got to cover everything and whatnot. So apologies for my slurring of speech sometimes. Novaks. Yes, I think team... Oh. Okay, well, if it wasn't for the fact that you have a buffer zone of a pond, I'd say, why are you building that right there? But there's a buffer zone of a pond, so I will forgive him for building it that close to the water. It's already underneath shield coverage. He already has the pigeons in place. Needs more shielding everywhere. But I think that's on it. As much as I fanboy over the UEF and the Naval and all that stuff, I do think that's a little overkill for this map. Just a smidgen. Feel like a Duke, a Disruptor, a Nuke would be better off. Two Monkeyloids and a crab walk into a bar, and that bar gets blown up. P-Gen finally gets hit. Oh, Disruptor is down. And Nuke is built. SMD is down. That's the main thing. Nuke is ignored. It's almost unloading. Crab goes back in the water, so the most of everything in this base is dead. The Nuke is still there. That could be a problem. Still SMD. No SMD. And still no SMD. Yeah, there's really... Oh, sorry, there's no SMD. So nothing from Team 2 with SMD coverage. That's still there. Team 2 definitely knows it's there. Not going after it, but okay. And they don't know about the Naval yet. It still has a long way to go. It's at 25%, just barely. And I'm at plus one speed, so it's gonna be a minute before that thing is done. And by a minute, I mean like 10. And another Monkeyloid, another crab, another Monkeyloid. It's just get the experimentals and just get over there. At this point, you might as well just build in the pond. Build right here. You cut down on travel time. At least the experimental is covered. Yeah, the engineers are still exposed, but it's better than... I guess you have shield coverage, which is something, but, it could just... You could just put it there and call it a day. And I believe in energy, but I have a negative 100,000 energy. I mean, it's 10 times less than that, but it's still bad. Yeah, he needs power. He needs SACUs is really what he needs. You should hey, speaking of which, but now it doesn't. Yeah, now it doesn't matter because he just doesn't have the power. Yeah, it just doesn't really matter. Nuke is online. That's the thing. It's loaded, ready to go. It hasn't fired yet, but it might soon fire. We have still the invasion of the northern pond occurs for I keep saying disruptors for Salem's, for destroyers for Team 2. It is insane. Look at this. They're over here. They're over here. They're over here. It's just full send it north. That's all they're doing at this point. And why are you highlighting this? I don't know why you're highlighting this. I don't know what that's about for JJ. Pretty much everything from Team 2 on the land side of things is decimated. There's one nuke. There's two nuke. Three nuke. It's decimating the everything. Again, I don't know what the circles are about. Why haven't you won yet? Says Psalm. Another Monkeylord. Oh, it's going to kill off the one. Maybe or not. Maybe it can't target things. It's really having a hard time turning that cannon. It's going after... Oh, it's dead. Oh, it's a dead Monkeylord. There it goes again. Lots of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up. Disruptors being restarted. Mabor is over 50% now. And yeah. Oh, it's Nuke. Yeah, I pointed that out earlier. I mean, granted, this is a game that happened before I even had a chance to cast it, because I'm talking about this as if it was the present, in the past, in the future when the video is releasing. Why have you not won yet? Says Psalm. I mean, to be fair, that is kind of true. Two artillery... Oh, they'd have two. One artillery piece, one satellite, one nuke, soon to be one Mabor. There's another nuke, speaking of which, inbound. It's targeting this. It will clip the T3 naval headquarters, and specifically enough, it's going to go after the, the one that's producing all of the destroyers. Feel free to quit, Mr. Time Waster. You won the game. I wouldn't say 45 minutes ago when you can't finish. I'd say 25. I feel like the first nuke was definitely a nice little cementing effect. Will it even clip the naval headquarters? It doesn't even kill it off. But wait. I think Gib wants his Mabor is probably what it wants. But kaboom. Kills off a couple of mexes. Doesn't wipe out the headquarters. Unfortunate. Missed opportunity there, in my opinion. Mabor is in the green. He's like, I just want the Mabor build, which will probably get us over that hour mark that I mentioned. I just need some more. Yep, that's what he wants. He wants to build it. I mean, when you're that far along and you pretty much won the game and you're building that kind of thing, you're like, a couple more minutes. It's fine. You doing Maeve right there? There it is. Yep. Don't pretend like you don't know how to finish it. And you could just nuke everything. I mean, is there a chance that Team 2 could come back? Yes, because there's always a chance. Is it very high? Absolutely not. But it's still a chance. I mean, I feel like they could have gone after the satellite at this point. There's a lot of torp launchers. There's Ravagers. There's PD here. I feel like at this point, if Psalm were to get enough power, I feel like he would just telemazer in and just end it. Look, speaking of which, he has power. So for now. Send crabs this way. I mean, yeah, you could wipe out all this. This doesn't really do anything over there. This is the high concentration of the everything else from Team 1. So really, if you wipe this out, yeah, it's cool. You wiped out defenses. They're not really defending much anyway, so they're just there. This is the main focus. That's just because the main focus of Team 1. And kind of surprised they didn't build anything up here. They, lots of territory, easily not very easy to get to is probably a better way to put it. There's some ace staging facilities, so that's something up there, but nothing super important, honestly. Disruptor, half done. Probably surprised that he's not funding the... Oh, there it is. There's the Mavor. Yep, there it is. Gibson, where is your Mavor? Says in Omina. Nope, there goes the P-Gen. Yep. Comm says Sheridan. So they know where the comm is, and it's closing in on that hour mark. Oh, he might not get to an hour. He's moving. He's moving. You got to make it 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds, and it's technically... Oh, nope. Okay, well, there's cruisers in the area, so forget that. He finally found me on the 10K map after an hour. That 10 km or 10 kilometer map. But the Mavor, he keeps like, but the Mavor, though. Welcome to finishing the game 145. Yes, it's Mavor. I got to build it. Still won. Wahaha. I mean, at this point, they're just having fun joking around with one another at this point. There is the 1 hour mark. There it is. I was not mistaken. It is an hour. There we go. Team 1 still sees the comm. They know it's him. They have eyes on him. That satellite's not going anywhere. And I'm just going to speed this up even more because it's we know which way it's going. If Team 2 does somehow come back, I will slow it down again. But we have more torp bombers inbound. They're going to take off some more health. But again, he's just going to regen it by the time they come back anyway. So what's the point? Send it. Oh, okay. Well, if you send in that many, that might make a difference. 1 hour, 1 minute, and climbing. No, Shezin Omina, no. Kua, no. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, no, he's not. And he teleports out. Unlucky. He says rage quit. I mean, to be fair, like he said, the game was kind of over 10 minutes ago at least. So he could have left there. But he wanted Team 1 to work for it. But that's the game here, folks. It was a little bit over an hour. Great game. It was on a map that wasn't Settings or Dual Gap. It was a named map. Lovely to see it. And it was a 10x10, which we don't get much. Let me know down in the comments how you felt the game go, cash went, that sort of thing. MVPs, I mean, I'll give it to the 2 players that are still alive. I do think the MVP goes to Gib for one singular reason, or not one singular reason, one main reason being Nuke go burr and kill off this, and then kill it off again, and then kills off a section of the eco there. Though that one first nuke, that one right here, actually, I think it's that one right there, wiped out so much for Team 2. It knocked out their air. They never really got air back, and even when they tried, he lost it again. So there was no way to come back. Have I had it in reclaim? Oh, I had it in reclaim. Ooh, that's a little awkward. But, I mean, at that point, the mass per second kind of didn't matter. Anyway, so I'm going to give it to Gib for MVP. He built a Mavor. Again, wasn't crucial to the game. Built an artillery. Wasn't crucial to the game. Satellite was nice. It killed off some mexes. Didn't kill off all of the mexes. I guess it eventually did, but could have been maybe a little bit more brutal with the laser. He did build an Atlantis. He built almost all of the UAF things besides... Oh, no, it's right there. Look at that. Neptune's right there. Never mind. He didn't build a nuke, which he kind of did with the Ace, but not a stationary nuke. So he almost built all the things. But let me know down in the comments what you felt was the best game, best moment, worst moment, MVP, LVP. all that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching the very end of the video as always, and I will see all of you in the next one.